Morning Internet. Welcome to another exciting video from the International Bigshot. I tried to make this video yesterday, but we had received a lot of rain the day before. The Lackawanna River is right over there, and I had to shout. It was making such a roar that I had to shout for the microphone to pick up my comments. So I'm trying to do this again today. The river is much quieter. This particular video, I'm going to be talking about the solution I chose for storing photographs online. So stick around. You might recall that a few videos back I was talking about the dilemma of how I'm going to store 17,000 photos that I have on a hard drive. Hard drives are known to fail occasionally, and every original photo that I ever took is on that hard drive. I had a scare. I was looking for a specific photo and the drive simply would not load onto the computer. I panicked. I figured that's it. If I can't get this drive to work, or if the drive is kaput, then I lose all those photos. If I wanted to attempt a recovery, I would have to pay somebody to actually go in and try to recover those 17,000 images and get them onto another hard drive. It's very expensive, and there's no guarantee that it'll work. So I started exploring my options for storing photos online, and anybody that's looked into this knows that photographic images, the files of photographic images are gigantic. And if you take raw pictures, like directly from the camera, not JPEG format or any kind of resolution management in the camera itself, if you just take the raw picture right from the camera, the files are even bigger. So these were a lot of photos and they were very big. So I'm looking for a solution that would allow me to do that, maintain the original photographs, not compress them like Google Photos did, and still maintain the tagging, naming, metadata that went along with the photo. You know, the camera that took it, the lens, the settings on the lens, sometimes where it was taken depending on the kind of camera that you use. It'll also record where on earth you were when you took the image. So I wanted to make sure I preserve that. The only way I found that I could do that was with Adobe Lightroom. Now I'm using Lightroom 5, which is a several versions old desktop application. Before Adobe went to the subscription model, you could actually buy Lightroom, load it on your computer, and then work with it, your images from there. But I want to get rid of the hard drive, so Adobe has a new product also called Adobe Lightroom, except this one is Lightroom CC. They still have the desktop, which is called Lightroom Classic, and I think they're trying to merge the two together into the same product because their naming conventions are confusing. But the program is essentially the same thing, except in my version, the online version, there are fewer functions or fewer features that I can use. Now, I'm not a professional photographer, so I don't really need all the professional things that you can do with images online. All I need is a secure place to keep my images so I know I'm not going to lose them. So that's what I did. I bought a $10 a month subscription to Adobe Lightroom, and this is my experience. So I couldn't directly upload my images from Lightroom 5 into Lightroom CC, which is the store images in the cloud online mobile version. So I had to use a two-step process. And this is what really worried me, but I really shouldn't have worried about it because the process went seamlessly. I had no problems whatsoever. The next thing that the program or the application did was it had to actually upload the images to the storage area at Adobe or wherever they keep them. That, you better sit down for this, that took 6 full days before the images on the external hard drive were fully uploaded to Adobe. I didn't expect it to take that long. I thought it would take a couple of hours, so I started it in the morning on a Monday, and finally sometime the following Saturday afternoon it finished. So it takes a long time. Now the good thing about the online version, if you're thinking about doing something like this yourself, the good thing about the online version of Lightroom CC is that you have 1 terabyte of space. And I wasn't really sure how much space I needed, but when the whole process was done, I needed only 100 gigabytes. So it was like 1/10 of the available space that I had that I actually used. So I'm fairly confident that I'll never have to upgrade the amount of space that I've got. I think the $10 a month that I'm paying for the application and the storage will always be enough space for me to keep photographs in the cloud. Because of the jobs I've had and the places I've been, I've accumulated a lot of different images. And I just didn't want to lose those if the hard drive crashed. The other thing about Adobe, it sort of groups images on its own. So if I wanted to see images of bicycles, I would just type in bicycles and Adobe would find all the images in my 1 terabyte of space that had a bicycle in it, whether or not I had a keyword in there or not. Anyway, with Adobe Lightroom CC, I got to keep all of that stuff, so I'm very happy about that. It is a $10 a month solution, but I think it's worth it because it gives me access to things that I don't want to lose. And I noticed that since it's so easy now, these are online, all I do is 1 click and I have access to all the photographs I've ever taken. Before, if I wanted to look for a picture or something like that, I had to plug in the hard drive, start the Lightroom desktop application, and then go on from there. It took longer. I didn't do it that often because I wasn't sure how much more life the hard drive had in it. So now that everything is in the cloud, I feel much more comfortable using those pictures whenever I feel like it. Anyway, that's my experience with storing images online. If you're thinking of, or if you're looking for a solution like that yourself, and you have metadata attached to the images, that's a good way to use it, or a good way to get images off your hard drive and into the cloud. Thanks for watching. I'll show myself out.